Harrison Ford's reputation as a reluctant star hides a simple truth. He treats acting like a trade that requires preparation, focus, and respect for everyone on set. Over decades, he's built a body of work defined by economy and professionalism. And when collaborators bring very different methods, sparks can fly. These are 6 well-known creative clashes recast as human stories about artistic friction, not scandal. Moments that reveal more about working styles than personal failings. Shia LaBeouf. Old-school precision meets young gun experimentation. On Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Ford's engineered beat-by-beat approach bumped into Shia LaBeouf's restless improvisational intensity. Where Ford wanted a clean runway to land a performance, LaBeouf treated scenes as living experiments. The result was a classic generational tension, discipline versus discovery. Neither side was wrong, but the mismatch made collaboration exhausting until each finished their work. Sean Young. Method intensity and the boundaries of character. Sean Young's deep immersion into character during Blade Runner created an atmosphere that unsettled Ford, who prefers clear boundaries between rehearsal and everyday life. For Ford, a set needs a steady foundation. For Young, staying inside the emotional world mattered above all. Their time together became a reminder that method acting can produce brilliant results, but it also asks colleagues to tolerate a blurred line between role and person, which isn't always comfortable. Tommy Lee Jones. 2 alpha talents, 1 tight timeline. Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford are both performers who carry conviction, but their rhythms differ. Jones can spring changes like jazz. Ford builds momentum through exact timing. On The Fugitive, that difference created potent on-screen electricity but also off-screen strain, the kind that emerges when 2 creative leaders expect different things from the same beat. It's a salute to professionalism that both men still made a memorable film despite the tension. Julia Roberts, different instruments, trying to play the same song. There are actors whose magnetism is expansive and expressive, and others whose power is in restraint. In a shelved romantic project, their energies simply didn't align. Roberts' radiant, performative charm needed a partner who answered in kind, while Ford's suggestion by absence asks for a subtler echo. The mismatch wasn't a personality failure so much as 2 instruments tuned to different keys, beautiful separately, awkward together. Kevin Costner. Epic sweep versus intimate psychologies. When 2 stars imagine very different films, collaboration stalls before cameras roll. In development discussions for a Western-scale project, Costner's appetite for grand visual storytelling contrasted with Ford's interest in the psychological cost of those myths. Both visions are valid, neither bent easily. Their impasse shows how even shared respect for a genre can fracture when the question becomes, which story do we actually want to tell? Mel Gibson. When public controversy complicates the set, sometimes a clash isn't only about technique but about the environment a collaborator creates. Ford has been clear that he values a professional, respectful workplace where people can feel safe to do their best work. When a potential partner's public controversies begin to affect the morale or willingness of others to participate, Ford has chosen to step away rather than force a compromised atmosphere. That decision is less about personal animus than maintaining the steady conditions he believes great filmmaking requires. A final thought. Disagreement doesn't mean bad faith. These stories aren't gossip. They're case studies in how divergent artistic temperaments collide. Harrison Ford's difficulties often read like steadfast allegiance to craft. Working with him demands a certain mode of preparation and consideration. When collaborators don't share that, the result can be tension, disappointment, or simply a choice not to work together again. That's messy, human, and, in a business built on collaboration, inevitable.